In a stunning display of dominance, the Atlanta Hawks roared to a commanding 141-107 victory over the Brooklyn Nets, showing that they are not just contenders, but a force to be reckoned with in the league. As the Hawks soared to their third win of the season against the struggling Nets, they improved their record to an impressive 45-33, marking an astonishing 18-2 in their last 20 games. This is not just a hot streak. It's an undeniable statement about the resilience and skill of this team. CJ McCollum was undoubtedly the star of the night, dropping 25 points and proving that he can bounce back after a couple of rough outings. After being held to just 23 points on 10 of 30 shooting in his previous two games, McCollum's 8 of 12 shooting performance showcased his ability to find his rhythm. But it wasn't just his scoring. He also facilitated the game, leading the Hawks with 7 assists out of staggering 37 total team assists. This kind of playmaking is what sets the Hawks apart as a cohesive unit, and it speaks volumes about their offensive strategy and execution. Nickeil Alexander-Walker stepped up as well, contributing 21 points, while Jalen Johnson not only scored 18 points, but also dominated the boards with 11 rebounds and dished out 5 assists. This kind of multifaceted contribution is critical as the Hawks continue to build momentum heading into the final stretch of the regular season. Onyeka Okongwu added another 15 points and 7 rebounds, further solidifying the depth this team has. The Hawks shot an impressive 56.7% from the floor and lit it up from beyond the arc, hitting 50% of their three-pointers. This kind of efficiency is crucial, especially as they prepare for tougher matchups ahead. Contrast this with the Nets, who find themselves in a pitiful position with a record of 18-59. Their struggles were evident as they allowed their second most points of the season and suffered their 9th loss by at least 30 points. With Nick Claxton leading the Nets with just 16 points, it's clear that there is a significant disparity in talent and execution between these two teams. The Nets shot 49.4% from the field, but were plagued by 20 turnovers that led to 35 points for the Hawks, a glaring statistic that highlights their defensive lapses. The Hawks established control early, scoring the game's first 10 points and never looking back. They held a double-digit lead for most of the game, showcasing their ability to maintain momentum. Even when the Nets briefly cut the lead to 4 early in the second quarter, the Hawks quickly regrouped and surged ahead to a 71-55 halftime lead. As the game progressed, they continued to build on their lead, finishing the third quarter with a 98-85 advantage. The fourth quarter saw the Hawks deliver the final blow with an 8-0 run, pushing the score to 116-91, effectively sealing the game. This victory is not just another notch in the win column. It's a testament to the Hawks' growth and potential. They are not merely a team riding a wave of good fortune. They're proving to be a well-oiled machine capable of dismantling opponents with both offensive firepower and defensive resolve. The chemistry is palpable, and the Hawks are starting to look like the team that fans have been waiting to see all season. As the Hawks continue their march towards the playoffs, this victory serves as a reminder of what they are capable of. But with the postseason looming, the question remains, can they sustain this level of play against tougher competition? We'll see if they can keep this momentum going as they look to solidify their standing in the league and make a serious push for playoff success. Now, as we look ahead to more news surrounding the Hawks, it's clear that the excitement is just getting started. Buckle up, because there's more to unfold in the world of Atlanta basketball. As the final week of the regular season approaches, the Atlanta Hawks find themselves poised for a potential playoff run. With an impressive record of 18 wins in their last 20 games and a staggering 19-3 since the All-Star break, they have surged from the depths of 10th place to a commendable 5th in the Eastern Conference. But as we gear up for the last stretch of the season, the question looms large. Can they maintain this momentum and solidify their playoff positioning? The Hawks are not just fighting for playoff seeding. They are battling to avoid the dreaded play-in tournament. With just 4 games left on the schedule, against the Knicks, Cavaliers, and Heat, Atlanta holds a slim yet crucial lead of 1.5 games over Philadelphia in 6th and Toronto in 7th. The tiebreakers complicate the picture further, as the Hawks own the tiebreaker against the 76ers but not against the Raptors. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the upcoming games will require every ounce of focus and determination from this squad. The Knicks are breathing down their necks, striving to secure a top 3 seed themselves. and they aren't going to roll over. This is a team that will come out swinging, looking to capitalize on every opportunity as they chase a higher playoff seed. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers are similarly motivated, eager to leapfrog the Knicks and position themselves favorably. These teams are not just playing for pride. They're playing for critical playoff positioning, and the Hawks will need to match that intensity. Then there's Miami, a bit of a wild card in this scenario. Depending on how the playoff picture shakes out, they may choose to rest key players, which could tip the scales in Atlanta's favor. However, the Hawks cannot afford to rely on others' decisions. They must focus on their own performance. They've worked tirelessly to climb to 5th place. Now the challenge is to hold on to it. In the midst of this playoff push, the Hawks face a significant hurdle with the injury to Jock Landale. While not a superstar, Landale has been a reliable backup center, particularly valuable on the boards. His absence for at least 2 weeks due to an injury sustained against the Magic could not come at a worse time. The Hawks managed to get by without him against the Brooklyn Nets, but the stakes rise dramatically against tougher opponents like the Knicks and Cavaliers. Players such as Mitchell Robinson and Jarrett Allen present a formidable challenge in the paint, and if Atlanta struggles to compete on the glass, it could spell disaster for their playoff aspirations. Muhammad Gay, while a solid defensive presence, does not bring the same rebounding prowess that Landale provides. The Hawks must address this gap, as losing the battle on the boards could very well cost them crucial games down the stretch. The upcoming week will put their depth and resilience to the test, and fans will be watching closely to see how this team adapts and overcomes adversity. Meanwhile, Hawks fans are not just focused on the current roster, but are also keeping a careful eye on the Pelicans and Bucks due to their ownership of an unprotected, favorable draft pick. As the season draws to a close, the implications of the lottery loom large. Currently, New Orleans sits at 7th in the odds, while Milwaukee is positioned at 10th. The draft pick scenarios add another layer of intrigue, with the Bucks likely capped at 9th and the Pelicans having the potential to land anywhere between 6th and 8th. There's a hope among the fan base for some lottery luck next month, and as the regular season wraps up, those odds will be closely monitored. The next week is critical for the Hawks, not just for their current playoff positioning, but also for their future. It's a time for the players to step up and show what they're made of. As they prepare to face off against some of the toughest competition in the league, it will be a test of character, skill, and determination. Can they hold their ground and secure a favorable playoff spot? The answer will come in the form of their performance in these final games, a performance that could define their season. Now, let's shift our focus to the next topic. As we delve deeper into the complex narratives that shape the NBA, it's clear that heroes and villains are at the heart of every franchise's story. Sometimes, the villain is even one of their own. For the Atlanta Hawks, the specter of LeBron James looms large, particularly during the 2015 playoff run that saw the Hawks reach new heights, only to be unceremoniously swept by the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. That season, a 60-win Hawks squad proudly stood on the brink of a championship, a beacon of hope for a franchise that hadn't tasted glory since 1958. Yet, LeBron's Cavs snuffed out that hope, leaving a bitter aftertaste that still lingers among Atlanta fans. Fast forward to the present, and the Hawks are once again navigating turbulent waters. The franchise has its share of highs and lows, and while they have made strides in recent years, the shadow of past disappointments, particularly against formidable opponents like LeBron, still resonates. The disappointment of that 2015 sweep serves as a reminder of how close Atlanta came to achieving something monumental. It also raises questions about how far the Hawks have come since then and what it will take to finally break through to the next level. There's a certain irony in the Hawks' journey. As they continue to build a competitive roster, the fans remain hopeful yet cautious. The Hawks have assembled a talented core, led by the likes of Trae Young, who has the potential to be a generational talent for the team. However, the challenge remains. Can they channel the spirit of that 2015 team and learn from the mistakes of the past? The franchise has the potential to rise again, but it hinges on their ability to overcome the psychological barriers that come with previous defeats, especially those inflicted by the likes of LeBron. In the broader context of the NBA, the Hawks find themselves in a league dominated by narratives of betrayal and redemption. Take Kyrie Irving, for example, whose rocky relationship with the Boston Celtics ended in a storm of boos upon his return to the Garden. The Hawks, too, must tread carefully as they navigate their own relationships with players and the league. The scars of past decisions can haunt a franchise, and for Atlanta, the stakes are high. With every game, they are not just playing for wins. They're playing to rewrite their narrative, to transform themselves from a team defined by what could have been into one that stands on the cusp of greatness. As we reflect on the Hawks' past and present, we cannot ignore the broader landscape of the NBA. Teams like the Celtics and the Warriors have built their legacies through strategic trades and the cultivation of talent, something the Hawks must emulate if they are to rise to prominence. The specter of teams like the Cavaliers and their ability to dominate the Eastern Conference serves as a stark reminder of what it takes to win in this league. Atlanta must not only build a competitive roster, but also foster a culture of resilience that can withstand the pressures of playoff basketball. Fans are eager for a return to the glory days, but they also know the road is fraught with challenges. The Hawks have the talent. They just need to harness it effectively. The lessons learned from past playoff failures must be the bedrock upon which they build their future. This season is not just about making the playoffs. It's about making a statement, showing the league that the Atlanta Hawks are no longer the underdogs, but rather a force to be reckoned with. As we close this chapter on the Atlanta Hawks, it's clear that the journey is far from over. The franchise stands at a crossroads, one that could lead to redemption or further disappointment. The fans have waited long enough for a taste of success, and it's time for the Hawks to rise to the occasion. So what do you think? Can the Atlanta Hawks finally shake off the ghosts of their past and become the champions they've long aspired to be? Subscribe to our channel and comment below with your thoughts about the Hawks' future. Let's discuss how they can turn the page and embrace a new era of Atlanta basketball.